Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue our 36 stratagems at the end of the year as a special edition. Last time we talked about 苦肉计. So 苦肉计 is a strategy that's kind of counterintuitive because we talked about self-injury, self-mutilating. And this behavior was not natural, right? Therefore, it's not logical for somebody to do that. And therefore, it could be a way to deceive your enemy, that you're hurting yourself. And then in the story, is that you got recruited as a spy because there would be resentment if you were hurt like that. Something like that. Okay, so today we have another strategy. It's on a grander scale. So 36 stratagems, some are more minute than the other ones. So this is the biggest, I would say, probably the biggest, because we are looking at how among your enemies and friends, your warring opponents that are multiple party, it's kind of like, if we want to look at a geopolitical sense, like today, so many different powers located in different regions and how they are going to form alliance and be aggressive to others. So this is the strategy that talking about 远交近攻, used and succeeded in building the first empire in China, started the imperial system back then, using this strategy, which is 远交近攻, that you are going to befriend or make peace with the other regions or regimes further away, now that are not in direct contact like with your border. You're going to keep them, not moving, and then attack those that border with you. So for those that are near, closely located next to you, you cannot be friend with them. So, okay, yuan, one by one. You can see yuan and jin, they are the antonyms. Is it called an antonym? So they are the opposite. Both of them having this walking sign. And this walking sign made of two parts. The bottom part is the foot image abstracted into this weird cactus shape. But tracing back to the language, like these three upward pointing cactus looking thing are actually three toes. And then this flat small part is the arch of the foot, main body. So go figure. I don't know why it's extracted like that. It's much, much less understandable. Like this is the hand symbol, right? So you have the wrist and you have three-finger hand. We can understand like a cartoon hand, but food, I don't know why. And then the three strokes on top of that are the left side of the footsteps. Originally, it was left and right, fully spelled. So that way you see the human tracks, the footprints on the ground. And then you now combine it with the foot symbol. It's too many. So we get rid of the right side, only the left side. That's enough to show the recurring pattern of footsteps. And three, repeated 3 times is really a lot. So we have the food, we have the result of foot walking. So together it is walking symbol. So the difference now is on the right side. Besides these are the sound maker, they carry meaning as well. So I'm saying a lot of so today. Sorry, please bear with me. Okay, the right side of yuan, it's almost like a mountainous, no, not mountainous. It's a picture. It's a very nice picture to see. So this is a folding collarbone. Folding, what do you call it? Closure of the ancient garment. So ancient garment, like today's garment, we have like a jacket, right? We have zipper. Zipper was a later invention. as well as a button. That's a later invention. So before such inventions, how people keep their clothes on them, close it. So Chinese clothing garment back then used this folding structure, and then there will be little tied knots on the side. So they close the garment sideways. That make the image very distinctive. So that's the neckline of the garment clothing. And then here we can regard it as the head. And then here is the cone-shaped hat. So this is somebody fully dressed to be outdoor with the sun protection. No sunscreen back then, so a hat sufficed. And the top, on top of the hat, it looks like some plant. So some plant symbol on top of the hat. So people may wonder why is that ancient people camouflaging, have some plant covered on the hat to cool it or to make them less noticeable in the wilderness? We don't exactly know. Or it could be, showing visually that this fully dressed outdoor look person standing in front of outdoor nature, and the plant was like a far away vision. But in the end, this is somebody who is equipped to go outside and could go far, right? And that paired with walking means far. And now walking paired with this axe symbol pronounced as jin. You see now it's jin. So this is definitely a sound symbol, a sound maker. By itself, the image means axe. Reason why is because this is originally a full trunk or tree log, and then the log cutter cut off this piece, and this is visually just to show the detachment of one chunk of the log cut off. And I guess logging was a pretty common activity back then. So yeah, if you can hear the sound. Eventually, this axe means the sound of cutting the wood, right? If you can hear it, that means you're close enough. It's audible within the hearing distance. So that's our near. That's how near we describe it. And this is like a go outdoor. Imagine like a like a hiking in outdoor and in this outfit. So this is how far you're going to go, and this is within audible distance. This is how near it is. Okay, we have 交 and 攻, two strategies applied. 交 looks like a person, so this is the head, the arms. It's like a stick figure, right? And then we have some weird shape like this. It's almost like tying a knot or something. But no, it's depicting a person with the two legs crossed like this. And I don't know why it created a circle over there. The two legs of the person crisscross like that. That's kind of that means crossing. Actually, we use this character 交 paired with 通 means pass through. Cross, pass through together. We mean it's traffic. Okay, so 交 means kind of like an intersection. So intersect. Intersect means interact, extended, and then extend it into having a conversation or interact in a certain way that's not going to fight. It's diplomatic way. So basically you use diplomacy to befriend, to make peace with countries or regimes far away from you. But for those that near you are going to attack. So this attack comes with two parts. One is 攻. Okay, it's the sound maker, but I like to read it as meaning as well. Because 攻 here, 攻 represents the tool. It's a visual image of the tool that to make perpendicular lines. So these are the 90 degree, 90 degree. We have 490 degrees here, right? It's a tool that craftsmen back then used to make sure that like building something, it's perpendicular. So this tool then eventually, the main device used back then was used to represent the whole profession of craftsmanship. And then, I mean, somebody who's very handy, can work on something, build something. So builders basically. And this building paired with the right, I mean, we have this 3-finger hand symbol, right? And then it hold almost like half of this gong device, right? So it's like the hand holding something. And by now we can only imagine what was held in hand back then. Some scholars say it could be kind of a whip or some controlling tool for the oppressors or the slave owners back then to make sure people following orders. So this is kind of control symbol. And I can also read it as in some other occasions, the vertical line plus horizontal line, the simple structure that is a device used to tell fortunes of the future. So fortune telling with the hand or controlling with the hand, whatever held actually in there that the language creator put in there to mean it, it's used to achieve some goals, either control or to foretell future. So this together with the builders, the building, I would regard it, I mean, how I become an attack, right? So I try to make sense of it. So the right-hand side, you have the hand symbol. So that means somebody carry out, execute something for some purpose, right? And the left side represent the technology back then or the device back then. So you need to be equipped with something, and then you have the manpower to carry out the mission, right? Together, the hardware, the software, the people, and the things, the weaponry, together, you can achieve this attacking goal. So that's what entailed from this attack side. I find, well, if you use one English word to describe 远交近攻, it's the ultimate strategize, right? So on the complicated map of Qin, which is the first unifying emperor or like force in China, about 200, well, actually this party, this regime took down 6 of them, you see, from 230 BC to the last one, 221 BC. And you can see within the 10 years, the expansion of the regime is almost like naturally, yeah. You took down the ones closer to you first. So this one down first, and then this one, and then Chu. No, actually, Wei. So this 3 first taken down, closest, right? And then the south one, and then the north one, and then the far east one. So there was a story back then about all kinds of strategies and theories and thinkers back then come up with solutions of how to unify the land, kind of like a Game of Thrones, right? Multiple forces, kind of hard to tell who is going to be the end winner or how long they're going to coexist on this land. So eventually this very ambitious emperor, Qin Shi Huang, so the first emperor in China, he adopted this 远交近攻 strategy, which is to make peace with Qi, to make sure he doesn't form alliance or support any of these countries from behind, from the other side. Make sure the Qi stay put, okay? Well, Qin, it sounds similar, right? So Qin is the emperor's force army took down one by one. And so this saying would be like from the perspective of Qi, the last one taken down. It's like when you see other people got attacked and occupied one by one, you didn't take any action, and eventually everybody else is going to be gone. And when the time's facing just between you and this much bigger regime, right? After taking down everybody else, there's no way for you to go. Like there's no winning chance. So the right thing for Qi to do is to foresee this is coming. And I mean, 10 years, a decade back then, and it's not so geographically like today is connected by freeways, railroads, all that, right? So it's kind of see far away from Qi's perspective. It's like you have so much distance and barriers in between, like how you're going to come to me anytime soon, right? And it actually didn't take that long, 10 years. Took the last warring country down. So this is the kind of strategy that's on a higher level of how are you going to, when you're facing these many enemies, how are you going to take them one by one without being, I mean, from the beginning of the first move, right? Taking down the Han. When Qin took down Han, all the other 5 forces saw that. They didn't do anything, right? So this shows that the effectiveness of this strategy, that they were able to kind of appease everybody else while attacking one and take down one by one eventually. So that's the strategy. I translate it as alliance. Maybe there are better ways, or even a formal expression for this 远交近攻, which is befriend whoever is far, but attack whoever is near to you. All right, cash into the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.